Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sport on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. You all know that the weekend is full with lots of action going on, and starting off the Premier League, Chelsea and Leicester are ongoing currently as we speak, and obviously the blue side of the game is actually smiling with the fact that Chelsea is leading 1-0 within the first 30 minutes of the match going on between Chelsea and Leicester City. Looking at those angles now, the former coach Enzo Maresca is now the former coach of Leicester City is now the current coach of Chelsea, who probably most of the times have loopholes on how he can maneuver his way around Leicester City defense, and now finally Chelsea are leading. But Steve Cooper, who is also the current coach of Leicester City, also is trying to find a way how he would be able to get a goal between now and before the game runs out at the back end of Chelsea. But from what we've seen so far, Chelsea's defense is very strong, the attacking force is very, very strong, and Leicester are looking as if they are the one playing away from home. So, you could just take that, or you can have your own opinion, because you all know I'm a Chelsea fan and I'll always be on the blue side of life. But on that note, Chelsea for the first 30 minutes have been performing way better than Leicester City. But moving away from Chelsea, there are other games that will be coming up today. Arsenal will be playing Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, that's one of the big games, will be playing Tottenham. Now, the game about Manchester City and Tottenham, some persons have argued that Tottenham is going to win, given the fact that Manchester City have lost 4 consecutive matches in all competitions, which is something you rarely see within the Manchester City squad. But the deal or the contract of Pep Guardiola actually expired a few weeks ago, but he resigned again, extended his contract for another 2 years. His reasons were that he had to extend that because he couldn't leave Manchester City at that point, given the fact that he just lost 4 straight games, and then him leaving at that point is just going to look as if he was training the tower. But people have argued that Manchester City players are actually advancing in age, and we all know how Manchester City game is. They always dominate the midfield. The moment they get the midfield away from you, then the job is done. So some persons have argued, some sport analysts have argued that the style of Pep Guardiola has casted, like they said. People have known the nooks and crannies of how he plays and how he coaches. So now in the Premier League, people are capitalizing on that and taking advantage of all of those, so as to see how they can win matches. And then 4 different teams have won. Manchester City back to back, like lost 4 straight games. This is something you rarely see. We're not saying Manchester City don't lose games, but when last can you remember that Manchester City lost 4 games in a row? It's rarely done anywhere. But today they are looking to see if they can redeem themselves, since they'll be playing still away from home against Tottenham, who is also on the good side and also on form. So looking at Arsenal now, Arsenal have been coming so close to win the championship, the Premier League, but at the end of the day, either they come top second, that is like they come second immediately after Manchester City. So people have argued, okay, Arsenal United have actually not been on a very good form this season. They've lost a few games, they've played lots of draws, and looking at the table, the Premier League now, they are obviously not topping the league at this point. So they are looking now, how are they going to remedy themselves? They have today to do that, where they'll be playing Nottingham Forest at home. And the game, and then the analysts and the lineup is all there out already, and from what we are seeing currently, people feel Arsenal will just take this and then it's going to be a walk in the park. But there is another challenge there. Nottingham Forest are not an easy nut to crack. We have our Nigerian brother Awoni, who is there, and we have Aruna, who is also there. We have other amazing guys who are currently in Nottingham Forest, and we all know how stubborn the Nottingham Forest guys can be. They always don't go down without a fight. That's even if they will agree to go down, they must put up a fight. They must try to get at least 1 goal. So some persons have said the game is actually going to end 2-1. Some people are doing their prediction for Arsenal Nottingham Forest. So Some have said Chelsea is going to win away from home. Some have said Manchester City rather is going to be playing a full-time draw. So some people have given different predictions. Moving away from Premier League, going into the La Liga and also Serie A, there are lots of games packed for this weekend, even today as we speak. But aside talking football, boxing and every other sport, we'll be dwelling more on the crisis going on within the Nigerian Basketball Federation, where a whole lot of things have been spiking, despite the fact that just this week we witnessed that the Nigerian Basketball Federation League was just concluded, and then the Rivers Hoopers emerged as champions, and then they'll be going for the BAL competition, which will be happening in Kigali, Rwanda. I'm hoping and wondering when they will bring that sport to Nigeria. But your house can be on fire and then you'll be chasing rats at this point, because Nigerian Basketball League Federation is going through a lot. Back in the day, let me bring you up to speed. I'm sure most of us remember, but we used to have Division 1, Division 2, and then the Premier League season. If you remember, there were some points where the Basketball League in Nigeria is actually competing with the Nigerian Professional Football League. Now, we are not witnessing that again. So that is a concern for grassroots basketballers. So there's a whole lot of questions. What is wrong? The Ministry of Sport, the Commission of Sport also need to come in at this hour, and the DG as well, Umaru Diko, who is also a great guy, that's a sport enthusiast, who is the current DG of the commission, Sporting Commission, needs to step in to really know what is happening within the Nigerian Basketball Federation Association rather, because of the whole uprising going on between this team. So a whole lot is actually not sitting right. But I have someone in the studio with me who will help us understand the challenges that is actually happening within the association. But before we get into that conversation, we'll be going on a quick break, and then when we return back, I will introduce my guests while we extract the challenges that is going on within the Nigerian Basketball Association. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. We're just joining. This is Talk Sports. Well, you didn't miss a lot, but we are about to get to the root of the issues going on within the Nigerian Basketball Association. We want to know what happened to our Division 1, Division 2, the Premier League, and then other games that happens within within the Basketball Association, that's within the Basketball Federation here in Nigeria. So I have a coach with me, Coach Daddy Lawal, who is a coach of grassroots basketball and is so into promotion of basketball. Good afternoon, Coach. Thank you for joining us this edition.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, so now what is actually the challenge? You know, in 2022, Ahmed Musa Kida was, won the election anonymously, re-elected rather anonymously without, any other person coming up to contest for the seat and all of that. So since then, we've been witnessing way before now, if we should go back, we've witnessed Division 1, Division 2, and then the Premier League. And then you see some teams from the Division 1 advance into Division 2, and then some from Division 2 advance into the Premier League, and then those that didn't do well or relegation will go back. So we witnessed all of that. It gave football at a certain point a run for its money. I remember teams like Niger Tornadoes. I remember teams like Academy Warriors basketball team, and Boko Chiefs and the rest of them. But now, what is really going on within Nigerian Basketball Association?
You see, first I will say we thank God Almighty for still putting basketball on the track. Basketball has been a very, very big sport in Nigeria for some years now, and some people just came from nowhere, from the blues, and felt there's money in basketball, so it's time for them to start doing it anyhow. Why will I use this word is, we used to have leagues running. Mm-hmm. We have Division 1, we have Division 2, we have the league. Now, it's a progressive thing for basketball. We go from the Division 2, first it's not even the Division 2, we start from the normal championship. People that play the normal championship, we see teams that are good that can play the Division 2. Now bring them into the Division 2, like from the states and etc.
I remember from leagues, just like city leagues.
Yes.
We pick out teams from the city leagues, they get into Division 1, then like that. That's the trajectory, how it gets.
So we go from different states.
Yeah.
Now this means talent.
Mm-hmm.
This now means searching for talent.
Yes.
Now we pick these teams from different states, they come into the Division 2, first. Now when they get to Division 2, they try to qualify. The top 2 goes into the Division 1, while the last 2 in the Division 1 relegate back to Division 2. That means you don't qualify to be playing the Division 1.
Yes.
Now while the Division 1 is going on from different states and etc., then we have 4 zones in Nigeria, not 2 zones. 4 zones, like with 16 teams each of the zones, because everybody want to play, because there's something to play for.
That's like having 62 teams.
Yes, there's something to play for, and you'll be having home and away games. Not even in the Premier League, I mean in the Division 2 and the Division 1. You understand? You're having home games, you're having away games. It's a lot of challenge. Now, and there's money to be won, serious money to be won, because at the end of it, you can't see me sitting here. I go to basketball courts to train for my league team and etc. When I come back, I have no food to eat, I have no money for transport. You have family to feed.
Yeah.
You understand? So who pays the bill? Do you understand? So it's a serious business. It was a serious business. People graduate from the Division 1 and they go into the league. The last 2 people that cannot meet up DDC, they go back to relegate Division 1, and etc. And in the league, sir, the lowest player then is collecting about 65 to 70-something thousand naira.
That was years before.
That's years before
inflation started slapping Nigerians.
No, not about the inflation, sir.
Yes.
It wasn't about the inflation. We had a running league.
Okay.
We had a running league. We had a running Division 1. We had a running Division 2. We had transfer season, sir. We made transfer, like the way you see in Europe, Chelsea transfer, NBA and etc.
Yes.
We have transfer season. The player that has been transferred from one club to the other is making money. The club that is transferred from is making money. The NBBF is making money. Now, people, let me tell you, let me be frank with you. Players that are leaving Nigeria to go find the greener pasture outside, why do you think they are going outside?
Just so as to just feel.
It's all about money. Sport is a big business, sir.
Yes.
You understand? Now, at that point where money was coming into basketball so much, so many players don't even see any reason leaving Nigeria, sir. And that's the truth. That happened in this country, in Nigeria. Go and ask. They requested league and etc. Now, even the MVP's money is 5 million. MVP for MVP at that time.
Yes.
You know how much is part of food and fuel etc. now.
Yes.
Now that they don't even give subsidy. Now, at that point that I'm talking to you, each team that is qualified to play the league is given a subsidy of 5 million for a start. Yeah. Now, for every year, sir, to be frank, go ask anywhere. The league, the lowest league that we had during those question time and etc. is 3 months above. We've had leagues for like 6 months, 8 months, and etc. sir. Okay. So it's a whole lot of activities for basketball, and as the league is going on, the Division 1 is coming in between, the Division 2 in between, and etc. You already know people that are going to play the league. Not people playing league come back to play Division 1. In this era, sir, you cannot play the Division 2, you cannot play the Division 1 and come to play Division 2. No. So when we play Division 1, we have another set of players entirely that play Division 2. You can't play the league, then you are playing Division 1. Go and check what's happening right now. People play the league, they are playing Division 1 again. What? Now, the people that are coming from back, what is the opportunity given to them? You understand? I don't even blame them because they're just looking for money, because there's not enough time to play. You play league for like, you say you want to qualify for the league just 1 week, then you play the final 1 week. None of the team, both the team, I bet you, sir, go and do your research. None of the team, both the team that won the finals, overall pass, did not play up to 20 games till the finals. I mean the final. I don't even mean the team that went out first. Yes. The team that got to the final, they didn't play up to 20 games till the whole of that championship finish. You know, we are going to get to. So how do you get improved, sir?
You see, that's another angle of the whole conversation, because now I'm just wondering, like you rightly say, you didn't play up to like 20 games in total, you know, to be able to get to the final. We've seen, you know, Nigerian Professional Football League, their prize money has actually gone up, and then now the fact that the Nigerian Professional League is evolving, we're getting international players coming to play in our local league, which is what has been the goal.
So if I may say that, during that time that our leagues were running, we have players from China, not even Nigerians, foreigners, apart from Nigerians that come back from outside, because we don't see any reason being outside there. They came back to play Tayo Ogujobi, Benuzo, and some other teams that play for Liverpool and etc. We had some foreigners playing in Magnetos, playing in places in Nigeria where they now thought that it's better for them to play Nigeria Basketball League, Nigeria Professional Basketball League, than to play out there. These are the things that make our country stay in the limelight, sir. You understand? But if you don't care, like, this whole mess started with Solomon Dalon, the then minister of sport. We did have 2 elected people, so there was confusion in the election. And you said, as the minister, like the head of affairs that time, you said there's nobody, you did not nominate anybody during the election, nobody won the election. What is the right thing to do? You have to supervise another election, a fresh election, and before you supervise a fresh election, what will happen? The old people, according to Nigerian constitution, I'm talking about Nigerian constitution, the old people that were there will still hold on to power while you start another fresh election to restore a new person, or maybe the former administration will still take place. What he did was, he did not do anything, he just went ahead from behind and strategically install the new contestant. You understand? Which is Amadou. Which is Kida, yes. He strategically installed them. You understand?
That was why we were elected unopposedly in 2022.
Because the same level had already destroyed it. I remember at a point the Nigeria players, Nigeria basketballers went on rampage and they were protesting and etc. And Kida called them touts. The people you are ruling over, we call them touts for standing up for their rights. In Nigeria, this happens all in Nigeria. We do this every time in Nigeria. People you are ruling over, you are calling them a tout. They don't have right to come out and say their mind that they are not satisfied with this. It's bad, sir. It's a whole lot. It's affecting the basketballers. It's affecting the male. Like seriously, basketballers can't even feed again. During this time, I was telling you, we have lots of basketballers like people like Indabu, called them. They have families. Some of them got married. You know, some of them got married. They have families. Some of them have children. They are catering for their children through basketball. Some of them had cars. They had homes, like houses and etc. They are doing well as parents. But right now, they don't have nothing. Because why? They've brought down the whole basketball industry down to it.
Okay, looking at those angles now, let's talk about the games that you talk about not playing up to 20 games, and then finally we saw Rivers Hoopers winning. Now, is Rivers Hoopers home court the best basketball court we have in Nigeria? Because I'm wondering why the final was taken to their home court. Isn't that a way of like giving them an advantage over every other team? Because I'm sure this is the same thing. This is the same basketball court where they have their usual trainings and all. And why was it, the finals of the Nigerian Basketball Association League, that you said they didn't play up to 20 games for the league, a whole league?
That is the whole season, not a whole year.
A whole year, you didn't play up to 20 games. Then within a month, you have champions already. Do you think all of this happened because of the fact that come February March thereabout, I think the month of March thereabout, that is when BAL will start. That is where BAL will kick off. Do you think they had to hurry up all of this because of BAL or because of the month of March next next year, 2025?
Yes, they had to. They had to just produce a winner to go to BAL, to represent Nigeria in the BAL. This administration that is in power right now, they love what I call social media hype.
Okay.
They hype themselves so much. Like early in the year, what they did was to roll out a roster. Hey, we're going to have division 1, we're going to have division 2, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. All lies. I could remember one of the years, was it last year or so, they deceived so many teams. Okay, we want all the teams come, we're going to give you subsidy. Nothing was given to anybody. Now all the teams that played the Zenith League, if I tell you what they go through, girls, girls, I'm not joking. And you know what it is. I'm a coach, I'm a national grassroots coach. I know what it is to train girls.
You were once a member of NBB, Nigerian Basketball Association, like before the regime of Ahmadu Musa Kida. It was a bit different. Not that I'm giving you flowers or anything, but we are just being frank here. It was a bit different because we witnessed all of those transitions from the Division 1, Division 2, and the Basketball Premier League that at the time gave the Nigerian Professional League Challenge a run for their money. But now, how do we come back? Like, we can't just keep pointing fingers. So now, what is the solution now? What needs to be done? A re-election, or we get more stakeholders? Of course, we can't just overemphasize on the need to have stakeholders as well as corporate bodies getting into collaborating with the sports ministry. So what do you think now is the way forward from all of this challenge to revamp basketball?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. The best way I see right now coming forward, you see, most of these people are not in for basketball. They're just in for what they can get. Like, it's all about money, what they can get. Killing a whole lot of talent. So if you want the best for basketball, the present minister of sport should go back to where everything got destroyed from, during the time of Solomon Dalong. Now he can amend it by going back to the table, do a fresh election. In short, all of them, we don't want any other person, just being a neutral person. You understand?
Yes.
Now, because it's going to be hard, even if it's an election, it's going to be hard for Nigeria players to select the right people. Because this is what is happening right now is these people that are in charge of basketball right now, they start going to states because they know it's soon the election year for basketball. So they started meeting the directors of sport in every state. Because it's not the players that are going to vote, it's the directors of sport. So they've started buying their way into those hats. Now these people, these director of sports are not even players.
Yeah.
Some of them can't even make a layup.
Do you have to go there?
I'm sorry, I'm realistic.
Yes.
I'm realistic.
Yes.
Is it like somebody that is not in your home making calling it short? You understand?
Yes.
How will the person know how is eating where and where, which corners?
Yeah.
I mean, these players are the ones suffering it. They are not taking along. They don't see. For me, I think the whole of the system should be changed overhaul. You understand? Like, these players need to air out their view. They need to listen to players, and these players need to be directly involved in the elections. They need to have a big say in their own election because it's their field. You understand?
Yeah.
You can't have officials traveling to places. Before now, officials are being flied. The only question ask if they fly official from one place to other to go officiate games. Some of the teams, because they've seen the standard, you understand, they fly players from one state to another to go play championships. You understand? They fly them. I don't mean by road. Now go and check what's happening in Nigeria basketball if you are being updated. You understand?
Yes.
So even national team right now, you see they will tell the national team players that we're just helping you.
Yeah, talking about the national team now, we're actually going to get to that point. At least I could cast my back, we have to go back memory lane so we can make sense of all the conversations we are having. Let's go back a little bit, 2020 Olympics 2020, where we witnessed the Nigerians basketball, the Tigers, representing Nigeria in the Olympics, but they had numerous challenges. The only thing that they said they enjoyed was just the welcoming because of the attire that was provided to them, which they even got late. So they had to, the day they were coming into camp, they came in wearing mufti and all. And then later on, when their clothes got delivered, they just had to wear it and then snap pictures. Okay, looking at that's another media hype. That's on a lighter note. But there is another angle, another thing that happened again. They also made complaints that there was not enough provisions for them, meaning the kits that they used for playing, they didn't have people to wash it. And again, later on, they had to use it to train again. And then the jerseys that they wear, most of them had to send it to their hotel rooms to wash and then bring back. Why is all of this actually going on within the basketball? Is it the leadership? What do you think the current DG of the Sports Commission needs to do to be able to remedy all of this situation? What do you think Umaru Dikko should do at this point?
If Umaru Dikko loves basketball, if he loves sport, and if he's truly sitting there as the sport minister, I'm directing this to him. If he's truly sitting there as the sport minister,
I think he's the director of the commission, the director general.
Okay.
Yes.
If he needs to take charge and sanitize the whole of this, it should go back to the time of Solomon Dalong.
Yes.
What happened? There was two presidents. This is what I'm going to say. There was two presidents during the time of Solomon Dalong. Solomon Dalong stated clearly that he did not accept any of the two elections.
Okay.
There were two elections, so he did not accept the two. But in between, he strategically installed the new people. Till today, there's no any election about that.
So how did Ahmadu Musa he gets into the place?
It was Solomon Dalong
to be the NDC.
It was Solomon Dalong, because Solomon Dalong was the minister then. That's the red cap man. You understand?
Yes.
He was the minister then. So in Nigeria constitution, that's what I'm saying. You don't bring in the new people when you nullify the two elections. If the two elections is nullified, you have to let the
committee.
You understand? And do a fresh election. You understand? To get the right person in. But he said he's going to do election. He did not do nothing. He told the former people to stay aside while the new people stay in. So he strategically installed the new people.
Okay.
And when he did that and he succeeded as the minister, handing over power, so he now left them. He didn't say nothing again. and that is what we are suffering from till today. So if the present director general, or you call it, want to do the right thing, he should go back to this, resolve it, bring back. In short, we don't even want any of them again. We want a neutral hand. Yes, and that wants good for basketball, because these people are just there because of what is coming out of basketball. It's not about what is coming out of basketball for us players, coaches, and grassroots development coaches and etc. It's about these kids. For me, as a coach, I'm using this sport to take kids away from the streets. If you check, because of the situation of the country, you can't just walk freely into areas like Masaka, Maaba, Kainu, Gwagwa, all those like Igbe, you can't just walk freely because kids are hungry, kids are not busy, they don't have anything to do. Even if they are doing it, it's not producing for them. You understand? Parents are asking, you say you are playing basketball, what is the basketball bringing? How old are you? Do you understand?
The kits for all of these basketballs are not even cheap. But we will still talk about other angles relating to the issues around Nigerian Basketball Association. But before we get into all of that, let's go on another quick break, and then when we return back, we extract other angles of this conversation. Stay with us, please. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. We've been exchanging these angles of the conversation about the issues around Nigerian Basketball Association. who is the president and who is not the president, election conducted and election not conducted, prize monies. Now that's the angle we're about to get into, and then also looking at the welfare of these players, given the fact of what happened in the year 2020 when the Tigers went all the way to Tokyo for the Olympics, and somehow there were no preparations for them, just like what we witnessed during the 2024 Olympics that was happened in Paris. One of Nigerian cyclists didn't even have a bicycle to ride. The athlete had to borrow a bicycle from the Germans, which is very shameful. Okay, looking at the other one now, Favor Mofili wasn't even registered for her own race, so and then she was later paid the fine, and she was later compensated with $5,000. So that is embarrassing on the nation, like generally, because there's no how a player, an athlete will fly all the way to Paris just to get there and then figure out that she wasn't even registered, or the other athletes that went there to, as a cycler, and then getting there was no bicycle. Like, it was just automatically, mentally, the person must have lost already before even starting the race. But let's on another different note, because there are a lot of issues going on, and then the current reshuffle by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be able, impact the ministry and then the sporting commission. But that's another conversation for another day. Like one of my bosses will say, we are not ready to have that conversation. So let's talk about the just completed Nigerian Basketball Association League that was just completed. That you rightly mentioned that they didn't play up to 20 games. Now let's talk about the prize monies. Talking about Nigerian Professional Football League, their prize money have been increased to 250 million for a team that will be winning that will be lifting the trophy. So now we know that for football. River Supers, congratulations to them, they won. And then congratulations to them still. Last season they made it through up to the semi-finals of BAO. This season again they won the league in Nigeria, and then they'll be going back again. Let's see how far they will go. That's something that we'll say on the lighter note is making us calm down. So what was the prize money for the winners?
If you ask me,
because now it's not
even the winners. I ask you, because it's shameful, sir. The only reason that can make them happy
is because they're going to BAO.
Is because of the BAO qualifiers. They are going to BAO. That's the only thing that is making them happy. And if they don't come out, they're spending so much. You don't come out for this kind of championship, because this is Nigeria Basketball Federation. If they don't come out, you start tagging them as a rebel. They don't want to participate in Nigeria things. They can't do this. You want to sanction them. You want to destroy their names and etc. Like I'm here talking right now, because in Nigeria, when you say the truth, you become the enemy. You become the problem. You become the one they want to take out. That's the truth. Okay, imagine Nigeria representative in the Olympic going to the Olympic, no bicycle for him. Imagine bicycle, nothing. Our senators, our ministers are buying SUVs as escorts. They go to when they are going to their girlfriend's house, they carry like 20 SUVs, as escorts, carry all the own securities as escorts and etc. If one of them just polluted the air, and you see like police everywhere, you see army everywhere, they are the one that is being guided. These people representing the country are not taken as number one. Sir, I could remember a point where Nigeria went to I think in Angola or something, and Nigeria beat Angola in Angola, and we had to come back with the cup because we only got our hand on the cup that we won. And fight broke out because of the game. I could remember what happened while I was talking to one of the captain of the team, I think Stanley Gumot.
Yes.
Sir, they had to go through war zones. They went to represent their country, sir. And they are coming out through war zones. These people are people that have families. Did you know what happened? When they try to reach people in Nigeria, hey, they're in war zone, what's going to happen? Sir, there's nobody that could go save them. Did you know what happened? There was, I think, either 1 or 2 American citizens in their mix, because at that time that I'm talking about, during the former administration, at that point that I'm talking about, what Nigeria Basketball president does is, before you were even Nigeria
the president at the time,
Tijani Umar,
okay,
he brings in all the players that are going to go represent Nigeria. So all of you come back home
First.
You're camped in Nigeria. You go on trial. Now they add some of the home-based players. It's a challenge, sir.
You have to be able to wear that jersey.
Yes, sir.
Because it has to be a pride for you to be able to wear
Yes,
that
sir.
jersey.
We have over 30 man camps and etc. If not more. Now there's a lot of hustle. Everybody want to get jersey for it. So if you don't make it, you know that yes, you didn't make it because this person can play better than me. I can't even match this person. Nobody's going to send you home. Come and fight for a jersey. You know, and that happened. And when they represent Nigeria won in Angola, and when we had to return home with the car, we could not. We had to take through the boundary, through the ocean and etc. and go out through another country. When our players got to another country, we had to make call to Nigeria. When they make call to Nigeria, nobody could go and save Nigerians. It's just like what happened in Libya, that our players are being detained for hours or so. You understand?
Yes.
Nobody could go and save Nigeria. Did you know what happened? I will shock you today. I'm saying this. The two Americans that are there, they are Nigerians, but they are Americans. You know, they have American citizens.
Yes.
They said they want to play for their own country. Now, America sent direct armies from America direct
As their citizens, just go
do you understand? Dropped in that country, pick with two guys, they don't care about other people. They pick them and they bring them back to America. America take their citizens as number one anywhere in the world. But what is Nigeria doing? I want to represent my country. Do you think tomorrow I want to put my life down? If I say the truth, you don't like me because I'm saying the truth. You understand? I told you, hey, this is happening, all of you just stay down. You understand? Look at what's happening. If a minister is coming here right now as I'm talking to you, in short, I and you will not be in this studio. Because all the police and guards will have driven us all out.
So now let's look at now the issue around this now. Like, okay, we've extracted the issue now, but as a coach, as a grassroots coach that you are now,
Yes, sir.
you know, what do you think is going to help, you know, get back basketball to the level once which it was where before now?
I'll keep going again.
Okay. Like just the solutions now around the whole situation.
The solution, the first solution comes from the leader.
Okay.
Who is heading the basketball or the sport industry.
Yes.
Anybody heading the sport industry need to take charge of it. Because at that time that Solomon Dalon did this, I could remember about 10 or almost all the federations had challenges. They were having two presidents. Go and ask, I'm not joking. Like during that time,
I'm very much aware of
you understand?
this.
All of them were having they were having two presidents. During that Solomon Dalon.
It was said that some monies were given to some, though it was alleged. It was alleged. It wasn't confirmed.
The allegation came that Solomon Dalon took some money. You understand? It's an allegation.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm right.
Yes, it was an allegation.
But this is what I'm saying. If the person in charge of the Ministry of Sport is ready to make amends and bring everything back to track, you have to do those findings. You understand? And you have to just clear the whole board. You understand? Bring new people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We want new people there. People that are going to be straight. We don't want people that are going to be like coming. You know?
Yes. So that's just what it is. But we're hoping that the ministry and then as well as the Commission of Sports and then the current DG, who is a sports-loving individual, would be able to, you know, do things in a different manner to, you know, settle the issues going on within every sector, be it football, be it boxing, be it basketball, be it the yellow and green, that's the cricket, be it volleyball association, all of that, because there's a whole lot going on. Nigeria have great talents, though at this point Nigerians are not currently happy with the Super Eagles because of the fact that they were supposed to just finish strong, and then they couldn't break the siege of not being able to beat Rwanda for over a decade. So they had the opportunity to do that, and then they slept on it, and we lost to Rwanda 2-1 at home at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium. But that's on a different note. That's just so sad that happened. But on the other note, we just hope that the Commission of Sports now would be able to, solve out most of these problems despite the little time that they have. Coach Lawal Odadi, thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of the program. Do you have a final word?
Yes, sir, please. I would like to say some things like here. If truly we want the future to be bright for this country, sport is one of the number one thing that connect the whole community, connect the young ones, connect the religion, it connect both tribes and everything. Like on my cut, if a Muslim pray or a Christian pray, or I don't want to know where you're from, the state or religion, prayer is prayer, we are one, and that one don't get bring all of us together. Sport is a big business, and it connects everybody. It helps the youth, and it's going to take like about 60, 70 to 90% of the youth away from the streets. You understand? I urge government that is serious, any government that is serious, to dive into the sport industry and amend our sport industry. I don't mean only basketball, football, all the sports. Correct it, make it right, and let the young ones enjoy their youthful age. You understand? Doing the right thing, and they are being paid for what they like doing.
It's alright. Since you're going out representing Nigeria, we're hoping that the right bodies, as we're talking, they're actually listening and taking keynotes on issues that they are going to settle. Coach Lawal Odadi, thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Talk Sport.
Thank you, sir.
And talking about football, currently the blue side of life is still rejoicing, with Chelsea still leading 1-0 against Leicester City. Coach Lawal Odadi is not much of a football person. Yes, but that's how much time we permit us to take on today's edition of Talk Sports. My name is Samuel Odi. As you go out to watch football or watch it from your home, please don't drink and drive, and stay safe wherever you are. My name is Samuel Odi. See you again as we talk more sports next time. Bye for now.